Knicks Fan TV. Y'all watching Knicks Fan TV.
All right, bro. Thanks, man.
Is it game over for Melo? That's the question for the chat. This is the question I have for you people at home. This is the question I have for you, Jay Ellis. Is it game over for Melo? 10 games into his tenure as a Houston Rocket.
That's crazy.
Melo is gone. Not even his best friend CP3. Not even his dog James Harden. Save him.
Crazy.
I mean, it's just...
Did Tony have it out for him from the jump, dog?
I mean, the way they broke up, it was hard to see that ever working, though, Jay Ellis. It was hard to see that ever working.
So he thought they fake made up?
I mean, obviously, they had to have had some sort of, amicable or some sort of agreement for Melo to sign. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they talked, and they're professionals at the end of the day, and they probably said, we'll keep it a professional relationship. But, some Knicks fans, I don't know what side you guys in the chat are on. Some Knicks fans just say, F Melo, to hell with him, and others, like me, I'll always be a Melo fan. You know what I'm saying? That was my favorite. That was my favorite player of this era. Beast. We don't even have to go through, what Melo had accomplished with his play, not with his accomplishments, but with his play, from college straight through. I mean,
yeah, man,
one of the best offensive players to ever play the game. You can't even deny that. You know That's what I'm saying? But
Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah.
My respect for Melo when he did in New York, even though it didn't end well. Always gonna have love for Melo.
Always gonna have love for him.
Yeah, always gonna be rooting for Melo.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what team he plans on going to. I don't know. Maybe he ends with the Celtics or something. Who knows?
Maybe
that's
Philly.
So weird.
Maybe
Celtics,
Lakers. But it's like, man, like he's only 34, and you got some people saying he should retire, man. What do you think? Do you think he should hang it up, or do you think he?
Nah, I seen T-Mac say he should retire, but I don't think so.
I don't agree with that, man.
I don't agree with that. I think he got some game left. Obviously, he's not as spry as he used to be. He's not going to be able to, play defense like he used to. But I feel like he can still be a terror for like a second unit and put up numbers. And he just dropped 30.
On the Nets, on the bum-ass Nets.
Yeah, he just dropped 30 on the bum-ass Nets. I don't understand he dropped 30 on Elmer Fudd's head, and then you get cut the next week. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
It was all good just a week ago.
Yeah, what happened? What happened? Now people say sabotage. D-Wade, LeBron saying he got sabotaged. Steven Jackson saying, it's on Capella. Now Steven Jackson, he's like he's become a talking head on social media. If you haven't noticed, he jumps on the gram. It's just he loves it. Steven Mad Jacks, as they call him.
Oh man,
Steven Jackson loves that social media outlet, man, because he could just be himself, curse out everybody in the league, and not have to worry about no fines, no repercussions, man. Steven Jackson, shout out Steven Jackson. But some people say the Rockets sabotaged them. Some people say Melo's done. I think it's a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying?
He's slowed down, definitely.
And Mark Spears, shout out Mark Spears, great writer, man, with ESPN, the Undefeated. He interviewed John Lucas, who's a famed NBA player and NBA just a regular. He's an NBA lifer, man, and he's a guy that the players respect. He counsels a lot of players, and John Lucas said, "Listen, you got to live with it. You have to deal with the ego and the business side of basketball, and you have to put that in check. That's the only way that you'll achieve longevity in the league. You have to put your ego aside. What John Lucas said was that there would have been times when Melo might get 5 minutes or not even play. And they didn't want to do that to him. That's coming from the Rockets. There's two sides to everything, right? So coming from the Rockets, they basically said, that he just wasn't fitting. Obviously, his defense is taking a step back, and obviously his offense. We know Melo's offense. He's a hard-headed offensive player, and it's just it's a clunky fit sometimes. And they were saying it was better off just letting him go, find a better opportunity, because he just wasn't going to get the opportunity with the Rockets. So,
Yikes.
listen,
It's like hard to watch.
It's
man.
hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch, man. That was my guy. That was my guy. Even though the trade, obviously, playing playing Monday morning quarterback in hindsight, the trade was a terrible trade. We knew the trade was a terrible trade when he came in.
Yeah, man, he should have waited.
He should have waited, and we knew that. We knew that from the beginning.
Yeah.
But we were in this patch where we were just so tired of losing that the prospect of having one of the best players in the game at the time mixed with Amari, even though it wasn't a good match, it was still we ignored it just for the sake of seeing some highlights.
And at the time, I felt like I don't think we was even bad at the time. I think we were like right at 500 or something like that, like 9-8 or something. We made that trade. So it wasn't even like we were super. I don't know. Just Walsh got too trigger happy at the time, and traded our whole team. We could have built something. We could have got a lot farther anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll never know. People want to blame Dolan for it. Some people want to blame Dolan for it. But I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know what it really was. It's tough to see, man. You never want to see somebody go out like that. But, yeah, I mean, maybe the sun is set for Melo, man. Maybe the sun is set for Melo. I encourage...
Melo to Brooklyn?
Oh, shit. Yeah, somebody said that. Yo, one thing's for sure. Do not bring him here, please. I mean, I see...
Nah, man. Yeah, nah.
I see all these beat writers, like... And listen, I don't knock the media, because journalism is... I respect the craft. I don't call myself a journalist. We just talk Knicks. That's how I see it. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But... when I see these publications that are fairly respected right now in today's media talk about, the best thing for Melo to do is go to the Knicks, or Melo to the Knicks, they should welcome him back. I'm like, yo, what are these dudes talking about? What are we talking about here?
They weren't here when we were here, dog. Were they here?
They
weren't here, dog. They weren't. They weren't here that last year. They weren't. It was chaos. And I wouldn't even want to do that to Melo. We at the bottom.
No, man.
Right now, we're trying to develop players, and Melo's going to want playing time. And this is not the situation right now for Melo. It's not.
It's just like, stop with the clickbait. These whether it's good news or bad news, they just always want to get Knicks fans' emotions stirred up and into the fray. Not one of these people even care to do some research to see, we have no roster spot for him. Ooh. We're rebuilding. And we just came off a terrible breakup. Like, no, it's not going to happen. Stop with the clickbaity articles, man. But this one by Mark Spears, I encourage everyone to read. I pulled it up. And shout out ESPN Undefeated. Love that publication. They got some really good writers. Shout out Justin Tinsley, my fellow alum, Hampton U, and Mark Spears, man. My two favorite writers over there. It's a good article on Melo, man. He interviews John Lucas. He interviews Nene too, JLs. And that's why for the people that say that the Rockets sabotaged them, they interviewed Nene, and Nene was like, yo, listen, even I had to, put my ego in check and accept a lesser role for the sake of, extending my career. And he was like, Melo has to do the same thing. That's coming from a former teammate, bro.
Yo, it's funny. I mentioned this last year. I was talking to my friends. I was talking on the podcast. I was like, will Melo have himself out of the league by not taking a lesser role?
Yep.
Because we've seen this thing happen to Iverson. At the end of his career, where
that is like the same exact thing that happened to AI, man.
Exact thing. He went, and then this last years, he kept going from team to team to team to team and pouting on the bench because he wasn't getting the minutes. He thought he deserved more, and it all went bad for him at the end.
Yeah.
If he just accepts his role and plays the minutes he gets, then he could have another few years.
That's a fact, man. AI alluded to that. I'm gonna pull it up. AI had a tweet that basically said the same exact thing.
Oh, word? AI tweeted?
Yeah, well, he tweeted, his tweet said, same fight, different round, Melo. Keep fighting.
Wow.
And it showed them in the Denver Nuggets, man. Same exact thing happened to AI, man. Why AI could not last.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. And it, like I said, that article by Mark Spears, man, it goes back to what John Lucas was saying. He was saying, you gotta be able to put your ego in check and realize that the game is passing you by day. The game is passing you by, and you have to be able to adjust. You see D Wade. D Wade is adjusting well. He went back home.
Yeah.
He's coming off the bench. Even when he was in Cleveland, he said, "Yo, listen, I'm not working out in the starting rotation. Put me on the bench."
Yeah.
Some guys can do it.
And the crazy part about that too is he embraced it. One and two, like, then not Carmelo, but D Wade and LeBron, they kind of worked on their body a lot more during the off season. They was able, when you're able to work on your body, you can preserve a lot longer. So, and D Wade is somebody who I thought was going to be out a while ago.
I thought Flash was going to be long gone. I thought Flash was 2 years in overtime. I feel like Flash is in overtime.
Me too, because he hit the way he played it, hit the floor so much. I was just like, oh, he's out of here soon. That ain't going to last. Facts. But he did something right. He's still here. He's still kicking. Facts,
man. That's a fact. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Shells Heavy says hashtag Honey Nut Cheerios. and that's how we'll end the Mellow segment. Listen, man. I hope it works out for him. Like I said, it's a tough way to end. I hope it's not the end for Melo. I hope he wins a ring. I hope he wins a ring to cap off his career. Not gonna work out here, but tippy cap to Melo. Tippy cap to Melo. We'll talk about Melo legacy and all that when he officially wraps it up. But for now we'll just keep watching, man. I just hate all the slander on the internet on Melo, man. I just hate it.
What's easy on that?
Yeah, I don't like it. But that's what it is. Comes with the territory of being an athlete, man. Comes with the territory.